video, I am talking about how the false beliefs of success can block real success. In my book, The Power of the Elevation of Consciousness, the volume 1, I'm talking about releasing all beliefs as the main and most important task for us to start our path of enlightenment. What happens during our entire life? We start accumulating all these beliefs of different kinds. We can't really point out what belief specifically is causing us the blockage in success, because we create this kind of hybrid personality that is formed by all these beliefs. Yes, there are some beliefs that could be more influential than others in that aspect of success or anything that has to do with success. But in general, we are affected by the sum of all of our beliefs at the same time. It's like if we were walking around with some kind of shield, and this shield comes before we can perceive anything. So we have to go through layers of perception before we can see what is in front of us. And depending on what experiences we have gone through in our lives is going to determine how we see things. Success is something that has been sold to us as a specific thing. So it has come in the form of money. So you are successful if you have a lot of money, or if you have certain kind of clothing or car, or you can go to certain places, you travel. There's like this whole lifestyle idea about success, and there's this whole thing about success. And then there are other people that see success as accomplishing a specific goal, graduating from certain school, or doing something amazing that no one else is doing, or that very few people get to accomplish. So they are measuring success in comparison to other people. And success is something that only can be perceived from the person who is living that life. You can't really say that one person is more successful than the other person just because it has more money or it has accomplished something that the other person has not. Because we won't know until the end of the life of that person if by the end of his life it has been successful or not. Many other things could happen to that person. It could become ill, it could have a terrible family life, many things could happen to balance that life in comparison to the life of the other person. And then we will probably say, well, that other person didn't have money, but he was healthy, he was happy, and all these other things. So we could say this person was as successful as the other person. There was a balance. And that is how most things in the universe work. There is a balance, an energetic balance out there. Even if we think that at first everything is against us and we can't really perceive success, probably it's because we are trying to perceive success or chase success from the idea of another person's success. You can't really say that you're successful if you reach what the other person reached, or if you're able to do what somebody else did, or if you're able to make as much money as someone else, because everyone is in a different boat. So the only way that you could determine if you were successful or if you are successful is by releasing all those beliefs of success, especially the ones that make you compare yourself to other people or are about others, because success is an inner perception. It's not anything to do with anyone else other than yourself. So what I recommend is to release all beliefs, because we can't really say which one of these beliefs is causing more of a perception or a different perception of success than the others. For example, in some of the clients that I saw this week, there's one that is interesting because she has her own business. Okay, she has her own business, and she considers herself successful. Okay, this was the first thing. We went through this before, and we went through this conversation about understanding what success means, and she agreed that for her own expectations of success, she felt pretty comfortable where she was now. But when we did her energetic balancing, I noticed all kinds of imbalances. So specifically, the imbalances that were there, and the reason why she came was because she felt blocked. She had many plans to grow and do these things, but she wasn't doing it. She was not doing anything. She was just comfortable where she was, but unable to continue. But inside of her, she knew that she had the ability to do more. So what was really there that got my attention, and that's what we were working on, was that she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fire imbalances through different relationships with the parents, with people at work that she managed now in her present job, and her siblings and other relatives. So in between all the relationships in her life, she recorded discordant energies of fire 8 times. What does that mean? That means that someone in these groups of people did something to her or did something that she perceived as negative, and that caused an imbalance of her energetic elements in the element of fire 8 times. So that means that there is an imbalance of fire. An imbalance could be too much or too little. Usually the fire is the element in the composition of our entire being, it could be in the soul or in the physical body, that prompts us to take action. So when there is too little of the fire element, you can't really take action. You just feel completely blocked. And when there is too much of the fire element, you are a very hyperactive, impulsive person that can't control themselves and just continuously does things impulsively. So both are ends of the spectrum of polarity of the fire element. We had to balance all of these elements in order to really say, okay, now you can act neutrally, because we can't really say if the negative experience that she recorded from her siblings was more influential than the negative experience that she recorded from managing her employees right now. And also keep in mind that whatever she did in the past had less filters to deal with than what she's doing now. So now it feels like a complete, completely more difficult to deal with these elements than it was before. And that's usually how we all feel. Like we feel at some point there's a buildup of imbalances, and it is really unbearable at that point. So what we did was to balance them completely so she can start acting neutrally and making decisions from there. Maybe also we have to consider that maybe she is seeing things and is feeling that maybe that she's trying to do is not the right thing, and so all these alerts and alarms start coming, and you can't take action. So we have to be aware of both things. But once these elements are healed and the energies are balanced, then you can take your decisions, and it will be much easier to see than if you have all these filters in front of you. So I hope that all this information can help you see in yourself if you're really trying to chase someone else's idea of success, or if you're chasing a belief of success that was given to you by someone else, somewhere on TV, you saw it somewhere else, and you're not really going for your own success. You need to find what is that in you that makes you unique, and explode that and be that 100 times more, because you have the ability to expand. Once you start elevating your consciousness, freeing yourself from the limited beliefs, then you can start becoming a better version of yourself each time. You don't need to become someone else to be successful. The idea of success based on somebody else's success is never going to work. You're not that person. That person has their own circumstances and you have yours. So you need to find out which ones are the opportunities that you need to take. Who are you, and what are your qualities, and what makes you unique and authentic, and then follow that instead of trying to, go follow other people's ideas and visions. So very good, I hope this helped you, and you can watch more videos like this at healersofthelight.com/videos. Thank you.